welcome to the show today. And on the show, Allowed to Talk, we're going to talk about Kias, the vehicle called Kia, K-I-A, the brand Kia vehicles. Now, we had a Hyundai. Don't ask me how to spell that, but I know there's an H and a Y in there. And we had a Hyundai Entourage, a minivan, and it ran great. And we had 100 and some thousand miles when we traded it in on a Chevy Cruze. We downsized to a smaller vehicle. And then we bought the camper a couple years later. I think it's a 2021 Crossroads Zinger Light camper. So we wanted a vehicle to tow that. So in the same couple of months, we went and got the 2020 Kia Sorento, Kia Sorento, traded in the Cruze, Chevy Cruze, and got the 2020 Kia Sorento. So we could get a hitch put on because it's all-wheel drive, a Kia Sorento all-wheel drive. And we got the hitch installed at U-Haul. We bought it somewhere else and got it installed, and then the electric and all hooked up. And, we were rear-ended in that car accident. And just so happens the rear-end vehicle was a Kia, K-I-A, and it's a Sportage, which is a little smaller than the Sorento. So anyway, the Kia Sorento is in the shop right now being repaired. And I had stayed at 6,400 and some damage, but the new estimate after they got it in is 9,450 some. So yeah, no, you just don't know. But anyway, I'm glad it's being repaired, and we'll have our vehicle to tow the U-Haul to Alabama. But yesterday in the mail, we got this letter. And if you want to read it, maybe you have to zoom in on it, and you can pause and read it if you'd like to read it. And here's the back part. I'm going to bend up a little bit, but I'm not going to, hold it there for 10 minutes so you can read it. But I'm going to read part of it. We got this about our 2020 Kia Sorento. And it says the safety problem exists in certain 2016 to 2020, 2016 to 2020, MY Sorento vehicles equipped with the genuine Kia tow hitch harness accessory, and we have that. It's all-wheel drive, so we bought it to tow our camper and anything else like the U-Haul because we're moving. And it says if you don't have a hitch installed, if your vehicle's not equipped with the tow hitch harness accessory, you have no further action. But this is what blows my mind. You do have the tow hitch harness installed in your 2020 Kia, but it starts at 2016 to 2020 Kia. If your vehicle is equipped with a genuine Kia tow hitch harness, in the interest of the safety of your passengers, as well as your own safety, park your vehicle outdoors and away from other vehicles or structures until you have this recall performed. We will send you another letter when a recall remedy is available. So, don't park near structures like your garage or in your garage, and keep your vehicle outdoors away from other vehicles. So if I go shopping somewhere or to church, I can't park near other vehicles because of this safety thing. My husband said that's crap. He's going to park wherever he wants to park. And he's going to drive it, and if he smells it starting on fire, he's going to pull over and we'll get out, even with our dog on the back seat. And if we have our camper, is that going to involve the camper and burn that down? Is it going to involve the U-Haul with all our possessions in it? The thing is, I am a drama queen and I am a worrywart, which is a sin to worry. That's in the Bible. Be anxious for nothing. What does worry add to your life? It doesn't add 1 second to your life, so don't worry. So my husband is like, we'll drive it, and if something happens, we'll deal with it. And I'm like, well, they know this can happen. It says, because this is required from the National Traffic and Motor Vehicle Safety Act, they decided that a defect which relates to motor vehicle safety exists in these Sorentos with the Kia tow hitch harness accessory. The defect can cause a fire Increasing the risk of injury. Our records indicate that you own or lease one of the potentially affected vehicles. Oh yeah, we do. And we're moving, so we got to send a card back with our new address. And then the problem. What is the problem? Question mark. A fire may occur in the area of the tow hitch harness module while driving or while the vehicle is parked with the ignition off. Debris and moisture contamination on the tow hitch harness module printed circuit board, the PCB, may cause an electrical short circuit, increasing the risk of a fire. A fire increases the risk of injury. Really? Yes, it does. So if we have a change of address or sold it, we have to let them know, but we didn't sell it. But 2 Sundays ago, the preacher said it. His daughter used to work at Kia, and he said it's one of the worst vehicles, and I'm starting to believe him. Now, the Hyundai, their bodies are like Hyundai and Kia, but I think their engines and things are manufactured somewhere else or better. I don't know the truth of that, so I'm just saying. The Hyundai we had worked fine. We never had a recall that we broke our windshield and we had to replace that. Okay, it says, what if you have questions, any other questions? If your dealer does not respond to your service request in a timely manner, we suggest that you call Kia's customer care center. Well, they don't even know the remedy for it yet. So I'm like, blown. My mind's blown. And I am sort of afraid to park it near other cars or near the house. Park it out almost on the road at the sidewalk, but then our neighbor's car, our driveways are side by side. To try to stay to the left from her vehicle. She has a pretty nice vehicle. And towing it, maybe not driving around town, but towing it with the U-Haul behind it or the camper, I'm going to be a mess because I'm a drama queen, like I said. And my husband says, well, just drive in and if something happens. And my daughters say that too. Well, the one especially says she agrees with her dad and just drive it. You know, it's your car. You still owe a lot of money on it with the trade even because you wanted an all-wheel drive that could tow your camper. So, and here's the next thing. The police report. I'm not going to show that on there. But we got home that night. It was 8-ish when it happened. And 8:30, the police came from that bad accident. A state trooper came, an Arkansas state trooper, because we live in Missouri, just southwest Missouri. The state trooper was wonderful and nice, but he wrote up the report. It was dark outside. It stopped raining, but it was just a dark evening. I don't think it even rained that day, but it was dreary and dark that day. So he writes the report up. He says her vehicle is a 2020 Kia Sportage. But my husband had taken pictures of the front of her vehicle for the damage and the back of ours for the damage. Just to have pictures, just in case, because you never know, like the people's court judge says. She said, take pictures, you never know, or videos, or email, or text, so you have proof and stuff. So he took pictures. And the police officer, very nice gentleman, state trooper from Arkansas, put that it happened at 8:30 a.m. So he wrote that it was 8:30 a.m. instead of p.m. in the evening. Whoa, I just crossed off the a.m. and checked the p.m. But that's still what he reported, that it was a.m. And we make mistakes. Humans make mistakes. So, and then he put that her vehicle was a 2020 Kia. Well, my husband went back and she said she's in shock and she didn't say I'm in shock. She said, I just don't know what happened. She was just sitting there and she had it in park. Here it is a 2022 Kia because the emblem on the front of the vehicle is the new sort of more zigzaggy KIA without the A being crossed just like ours. The A is just like that, like an upside down capital B. But he said it's a 2022 Kia Sportage, he said. My husband, he was arguing with me. So I went in and found the emblem and it is 2022. Her vehicle, she said to my husband, she said, I only had this vehicle 2 weeks. And she didn't know what happened. Well, we thought she had her foot on the brake and must have flipped to the gas. And she said she did not. She had it in park. So we got this letter from her insurance, state insurance from Springfield, Missouri, which is owned by Liberty Mutual. They bought it. And we have State Farm, which I love their insurance. They've helped us with anything that we needed with our house, with the car. Our car's being repaired super fast because we're moving. They complied with all that stuff. But she says, I think right now we got this letter from the insurance that to call them, but my husband called them and they weren't in, so he left a message, but they didn't talk. Is what did she actually say? Because I think she's still saying she didn't do anything, and I'm starting to believe her that the engine just revved and threw that thing into our car. She was only about 10 feet behind us. We were sitting there over 15 minutes when all this happened. So what are we gonna do? We were sitting there with our engine running. We did absolutely nothing wrong. We were listening to the music. Our Kia Sorento, that is all-wheel drive 2020 with the tow hitch thing. We did absolutely nothing. But her car, like she said, she doesn't even know what happened. I'm starting to believe her brand new that she only had for 2 weeks. 2022 Kia Sportage did that. I'm not saying I know it did, but I'm starting to believe her. That there's some malfunction going on with them. And if she's trying to maybe get her car repaired without, and the insurance company's certainly going to go after Kia if the engine did that, if it just took off and slammed. I mean, it slammed. If she put her foot on the gas, she would have taken it off. This was like, it just was going and nothing was going to stop it except our vehicle when it slammed into us. That's why I said it's like the rear end that game, what do you call it? Whack-a-mole. It was like whack a rear end. She was only 10 feet behind us and it whacked us like that. There's no way if her foot, to me anyway, I'm starting to believe her, because if her foot slipped and it went on the gas, she would have went off the gas and it would have still hit us or tapped us or put some damage. But this damage is $9,450 worth of damage, or maybe, anyway, we have $500 deductible, so we owe $500, and it's still $9,000 and some, $9,010. So $9,500 and whatever, $45 worth of damage, and she was only 10 feet behind us with her foot on the brake. That is not real. This is something wrong with Kia. And I'm not saying that's 100% right, but I'm starting to believe her that she really had it in park. And there was a problem with her 2022 Kia Sportage. And I'm just going to end with the video by saying, we will never purchase a Kia vehicle again. So I hope you're having a wonderful day, and just keep dancing.